Hi guys, I'm Andrea. I'm a young adult author that just finished my first manuscript and I'm in the querying trenches. And welcome to the Query Diaries. If you're new to my channel, this is going to be a little segment that I do. It's probably not going to be that long, where I talk to you guys about what it's like to be in the query trenches. I just recently dived into this. I thought that at the end of November, nobody would be open to queries, but it turns out that agents are, and I had to do research because I didn't know if it was a good idea to query them around this time. However, the Query Shark, who's amazing, wrote a whole blog saying there's never a right or wrong time to query an agent. If an agent's open, you can query them. The only requirement is that your manuscript be ready and polished. I meet that requirement, so I'm querying. And I have gotten a few rejections. The rejections that I got, some of them, okay, a couple of them, were because they didn't take YA, like they didn't represent YA. I feel like this needs to be said because I didn't know this. If you go on an agent's website and they say they represent contemporary, romance, and I don't know, science fiction, fantasy, those types of things, it doesn't mean YA fantasy and it doesn't mean YA contemporary. Like, unless it specifically says young adult contemporary, do not fall into the trap like I did, because I thought, oh, if it just, even if it doesn't say YA fantasy or I represent YA romance, if they say they represent romance and contemporary and fantasy, it must mean YA. Like, what else could they be talking about? I was so wrong. And that's where a few of my rejections came from, because they didn't represent YA and I thought that they did. So yeah, make sure they say young adult, because otherwise they might be talking about like adult. I had to learn that the hard way. But other than that, majority of the queries I've sent where I've been rejected, the rejections have been helpful. They haven't been hurtful or like form rejections yet. I'm not even a month into this yet, and I probably won't fully dive into the query trenches until January. Right now, I've like dipped my toe in the water, but I haven't dived in. But most of the rejections have been really helpful, including one that basically said for me to query them again when I write my next book. So if I don't get this book published and I write another one and it's polished and ready to go by next year, hopefully summer, and I haven't got an agent yet, I will definitely query them again. Yeah, so that's been my query journey thus far. It hasn't really been a long one. I found most of the literary agents I want to query through Twitter, if I'm being honest. But I do have Query Tracker, not the premium, the regular free one. I do look them up on there, and I have added them to my little agent list, but I have only queried like 5 or 6 agents off of my list. I don't want to query a ton of agents because I don't want to get a ton of rejections and then be like, oh, there's something wrong with my query letter, or oh, there's something wrong with my book. I would rather find that out early on when I'm in like the 5-6 agents. That way when I fix whatever the problem is, if there is a problem, I can still go back and query majority of the agents that I want, or that I would like to represent me. It's stressful. I refresh my email maybe like 10 times a day. And I'm probably stalking these agents on Twitter. So if you're watching this, agents, hi. I just look to see, some agents do post when they've like finished reading all the query submissions from a certain date. Like, I just queried an agency that has their own Twitter, and their agents have their own Twitters too, where they have said, you know, we finished queries through this time. So if you queried through this time, your query's been read and we've replied, or we've rejected, or whatever the case may be. So I tend to look at agents' pages, and obviously I don't ask the agent. I don't like pester agents on Twitter. I don't message agents on Twitter. But I just look to see if they posted that they finished queries through a certain time, or that they're caught up on their queries submissions. Like, I just check. And that's the stage I'm in. I'm in the checking stage and the refreshing my email stage, and I have some queries out stage, but I haven't given out any partials or any fulls at all yet, or had requests for any. But like I said, that's because I've gotten a few rejections, and some people I queried didn't even, you know, represent YA. If you're impatient like me, it's even more difficult because the process requires a lot of patience, and I don't have it. I just want to know, like, I want my book to be published, and I want to be agented, and I want all this to happen like now. Like, let's make it happen right now, and it's not like that, and that's hard. And I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say that it's not hard. It is. I am working through it, and it is the holidays, and so agents do have families, and they do have, some of them probably do have children, and so they're enjoying their time with their families, and I understand that. I can deal with that. I can wait. I can make myself wait. And that's where I am in my querying process right now. Thank you for tuning into the Query Diaries. And I will continue to let you guys know as things either progress or like don't progress, but I'm hoping we're gonna progress. Once again, I'm Andrea. I'm a young adult author. I just finished my first manuscript and I am in the querying trenches, and this has been the first ever episode of the Query Diaries. So if you guys liked it, leave a like down below, leave a comment, let me know you loved it. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.